Alright, we're going to continue here on the F350 project. We've got our patch panels all done on the bed, and we're going to go ahead and start on the bodywork phase of this truck, which is going to start with DA sanding down the bed. I'm going to use my sander with some 180 grit paper, sticky back paper on my DA sander. And we're going to get all this sanded down and prepped for some epoxy primer, because I want to seal in this old paint just in case it wants to try and react with the newer paints that we put on this truck. That can be a problem when you're working with original factory paint. This is a single stage paint that's on this truck, done in a two-tone. We're going to do this truck in a base coat clear coat. Same colors are going back on it, but we do want to seal down this original paint again, just so we don't have any issues with it interacting with the new paints that we put on here. So we're going to get this all sanded down. We've got a little bit of body work to do around where we made our repairs at. Again, I have a little bit of warpage in this panel. I've got it straightened out pretty well from pulling on here, but we'll have to body work this some, get this all ready to go, and get this bed both sides in primer. I got to remove this top yet. I got a little dent here to fix. The inside of the bed will get a spray-on bed liner, so we don't have to worry too much about overspray inside the bed as we're priming this. And we'll go back at a later date after everything is finished. That'll be one of the last things we do on the truck, is do the spray and bed liner, and we'll go through that whole process too. So follow along as we get everything ready to go and get this prepped for our first primer stages. I've got this side of the bed all sanded down with my DA, 180 grit on my DA. So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to get some epoxy primer. It's going to be my next step. And I just want to shoot these small areas where I did my patches at, and I need to do some body work. So that I can do my body work over top of the epoxy so that everything's good and sealed. I'll do all my body work, get it sanded out, and then I'm going to come back and reapply another coat of epoxy over top of everything, seal in that body work, and then we'll come back after the epoxy's dried and put on 2 or 3 coats of a good fill primer, heavy fill primer, and that'll give us something to block. If there's any areas that need to be addressed, we can address them then after we guide coat it and block sand it. This truck is not here for a show quality paint job, so some little slight imperfections in the paint, we're not really going to be too concerned about them. We obviously don't want to have any door dings or good sized dents still in the bed. That's why we're going to go ahead and block sand it using our guide coat. Once we've got that blocked out, I'll come back after that and do one more pass with just a 2K primer, fill primer. Probably do 2 coats of that, and then this can be DA sanded and ready for paint. We're going to paint right over top of that primer, no seal coat, no more epoxies, just go right over top of that primer with our colors. Obviously a 2-tone color, so we've got to do, we'll probably do our orange first, and then come back and mask off the orange in the center sections and do the browns that need to be done, and that'll leave the paint job pretty much finished up. So that's the process we're going to get into. I'm going to continue to work on this and bring you back once I've got some filler applied, and go from there. Well, Ashton, what do you think? How are we doing with the truck?
Good.
Good. Ashton and I have been hard at work on the truck. We've got the rust repairs done over the wheel wells, as you can see. And the rear section here on the bed, both sides have been completed. Got this one here done. I had to do a little patch underneath here where a support attaches to the bed. And this side's wheel well patch is done. And we've got Ashton was hard at work getting the bed sanded down for me. So the bed's all sanded. So the next step is to come in. I'm going to clean the bed down, wipe it down, and we're going to spray some epoxy everywhere that the bodywork needs to be done. I'll put a couple good coats on there and then let that set up so we can scratch it, and then we'll go ahead and do our bodywork, and we'll have the bed ready for another coat of epoxy and then some fill primer. So I'm going to set the camera up on time lapse and do the epoxy coating on this, and that'll be the end of the video once we get the epoxy on this, and then we'll start fresh. Everything finished up here as far as epoxy and the bare areas on the truck bed, so we can get on to the final body work. Ashton's been a big help. He wanted the paint so bad, but he's just a little bit too small to be painting anything yet. I know. Mask just doesn't fit on his face, and can't have him in here when I'm painting, so he was disappointed he couldn't help me paint. But one day you'll get the paint, huh? Yeah. All right. So that's going to bring this video to an end. Next up, we're going to move on with the body work on the bed and get all that taken care of, and then get the bed primed one more time, get it in epoxy and fill prime, and have it ready for blocking, and then we'll move on to some repairs on the cab. So again, thanks everybody for watching. You're going to tell everybody thank you?
No.
No, tell them thanks for watching.
I don't want to.
Why? You gotta thank everybody for watching. Say, click that thumbs up.
No.
Subscribe to the channel.
No.
If you want to keep seeing Ashton, you gotta subscribe and hit that bell notification so you know when we're gonna be on.
No.
And, make sure you share these videos with everyone you can. I appreciate everyone following along, and we'll see you on the next video. Say bye.
Bye.